It began with something so quiet, so small, that most people scrolling past wouldn't even notice. A discreet change on the official royal family website. No dramatic announcements. No press release. Just silence. For years, the website served as a digital showcase, long biographies of every working member of the family, filled with glowing details. Their education, their career highlights, the charities they represented. Carefully written portraits designed to make each royal look polished and respected. But on October 1, 2025, sharp-eyed followers spotted something different. Harry and Meghan's pages had been gutted. Not updated. Not refreshed. Erased. The long list of achievements? Gone. Meghan celebrated Northwestern dual degree? Deleted. Her glamorous internship in Argentina? Wiped out. Even the references to Harry's shaky academic past at Eton? Vanished. What was left behind was chillingly bare. Meghan described in bland terms as a former actress best known for Suits, with a mention of her lifestyle blog. For Harry, the edits were just as surgical. A stripped-down outline, only the safest facts left untouched. At first glance, it might look like simple housekeeping. A tidy-up. But no. To those who've watched this story unfold, it's obvious, this wasn't maintenance. It was damage control. The palace has seen what the world has seen, holes in Meghan's carefully built narrative, and questions surrounding Harry's education that have lingered for decades. By quietly erasing those details, the monarchy wasn't defending them anymore. They weren't standing behind those stories. They were simply pulling the plug. And the timing? That's no coincidence. For years, Meghan has retold her past, reshaping details into a story that suited her image. Take her claim about attending grad night at Disneyland in 1999. A sweet, nostalgic rite of passage, except her high school has confirmed it never happened. Not enough students signed up that year, so the trip was cancelled. Anyone who went did so privately, not as a class event. Still, Meghan repeats it like gospel truth. And Harry, ever her partner, has backed her up in interviews, adding palace weight to a story that simply doesn't check out. Then, the Argentina chapter. For years, Meghan described her time in Buenos Aires as a glamorous internship at the U.S. Embassy. But insiders tell another tale. It wasn't an official government placement at all. It was a short shadowing opportunity, arranged by her uncle who pulled strings to let her tag along. And here's the kicker, Argentina in 2002 was in chaos. The economy had collapsed. Streets were under lockdown. Embassy workers weren't free to wander tango clubs at night. Yet Meghan has painted it as though she spent a dreamy semester sipping wine and practicing Spanish. A fantasy version of reality. Even at Northwestern University, her story crumbles. Meghan often claimed she double majored in theater and international relations. But Northwestern doesn't even offer international relations as a major. The closest option is international studies. On top of that, school records suggest she never completed her final semester. She wasn't in the graduation yearbook, and staff confirmed she wasn't on campus at the time. Still, the royal website presented her as proudly holding a dual degree. Until now. And while Meghan's embellishments have made the loudest headlines, Harry hasn't escaped scrutiny either. Whispers from Eton suggest he struggled so much that a teacher allegedly wrote an art essay for him just so he could pass. That teacher later lost her job and even filed a legal claim, saying she was punished for speaking out. If those claims were true, Harry never should have qualified for Sandhurst, the elite military academy. Yet somehow, he did, thanks to the quiet power of a monarchy, making sure the spare had a respectable resume. When you step back, the palace's sudden edits don't look like coincidence. They look like a retreat. A decision to cut ties with the most questionable claims rather than defend them. The result? What remains on the website are skeletal, sanitized biographies, Harry and Meghan reduced to the safest, blandest versions of themselves. And ironically, that erasure only makes the public more curious. Because if there was nothing to hide, why delete so much? The contrast with other royals is striking. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, both still have full, glowing biographies intact. Every line, education, career, charitable work, checks out. No contradictions. No questions. But for Harry and Meghan? Whole sections vanish overnight. And that silence speaks louder than any press statement ever could. Meanwhile, Prince William continues to strengthen his credibility. In a moment that went viral, standing at Windsor, he admitted openly how much he misses his grandmother. This was her, he said. No spin. No PR gloss, just truth. And it resonated deeply with the public. That's the difference. William doesn't need embellishment. His reputation is built on consistency and authenticity. Harry and Meghan, by contrast, are trapped in a cycle of stories that unravel as soon as people start fact-checking. Now, here in late 2025, the edits arrive at a time when Meghan is doubling down. She's still telling those grad night and Argentina stories, trying to shape a narrative of adventure and sophistication. But each claim collapses under scrutiny. And the palace has had enough. Instead of fighting battles they know they can't win, they've chosen silence. By erasing the details altogether, they've sent a message: we won't defend these claims anymore. For Meghan, it's especially damaging. Those anecdotes, about dual degrees, internships, worldliness, were the backbone of her self-made, intellectual image. Without them, the picture left is far simpler: a California girl who pursued acting, found success on Suits, and built a lifestyle blog. That's not a bad story. In fact, it's a respectable one. But it wasn't grand enough for Meghan. For Harry, the edits reopen old questions about privilege. Did he earn his place at Sandhurst, or was the path smoothed for him? He did serve in Afghanistan. He did wear the uniform. But when the foundation beneath those achievements looks shaky, the respect built on them starts to crack. The monarchy knows one thing well: history is written by what's left standing. By trimming Harry and Meghan's bios down to the bone, they're ensuring future researchers, journalists, and readers see only the official version. Clean. Neutral. Safe. But this is the digital age. Screenshots exist, archives exist. Independent investigators and former insiders keep filling in the gaps. And every time they do, critics point to the royal website itself as proof: even the palace doesn't buy the Sussex version anymore. In the end, these edits aren't just about cleaning up biographies. They're about perception. About trust. About the monarchy signaling that Harry and Meghan's story is now their story alone, and the crown will no longer hold it up. The fairy tale has been stripped away. What remains is fragile, exposed, and deeply human, and perhaps that's the real tragedy: instead of embracing the truth of who they were, they sold a myth. And once a myth unravels, it rarely survives. So now, with the safety net gone, Harry and Meghan are left to stand on their own words, their own record, and their own history, without the palace to shield them. And the question lingers: can they?